Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. I want to talk about why I will win this race and why you need to elect me. When I am on a mission, I do not stop. I am like the Terminator. I will not stop. I will go until the task or the mission is completed. Since I decided to run, in fact, let me back up and tell you what happened. I came home after a busy night at work on a Wednesday night 2 weeks ago. Walk into the kitchen, my wife is cooking dinner, and she turns around and looks at me and stops cooking and says, "Hey Rick, you need to run for Bill Johnson's seat." So I was like a deer caught in the headlights, and I stopped and thought for probably 15 seconds, and I said, "You know what? I will." Now, she's the political person. I am not. Although, through osmosis, through her telling me the updates of our corrupt federal government every time I come home from work, and I do pay attention, but it's a difference between a casual football work, somebody that watches football casually, and a difference between somebody that knows all the stats of all the players and everything they've ever done and what is going on with the managers. That's the difference between me and my wife up to this point with politics. I knew who I trusted. I knew what I believed in. I know my values and my morals and my policies, but I didn't know all the intricacies of who is who and what all the politicians, particular ones, are doing at every given moment. That's my wife. So I thought about it for a minute, and I said, yeah, I'll do it. The next morning, I was at the Columbiana County Board of Elections, and I picked up my application. Within just a few days, I had all the signatures that I needed, and I had other people volunteer. But frankly, I had had so many signatures and such a glowing response from the people that I knocked on their doors. And many of these people I had never, ever met and didn't know. And somehow they either heard of me through my efforts to fight the government here and the EPA in Norfolk Southern, that they were so excited that I was going to run. But why do you need to vote for me? First of all, I'm an outsider. I had two very, very close friends growing up. I have one now that I talk to almost on a daily basis. And then my bestest friend is my wife. I don't need friends. I'm not getting into this because I need to make friends. I don't need any friends in Washington. I don't need friends in local government. And I certainly don't need friends in the EPA. So if your town is ever afflicted with something similar to this, I will fight doggedly. And as I say that, my dog walks in. What's up, Inky? I will fight for you, and I won't just come in for a photo op. And if the entity that caused your problem is in your town fighting against you, I'm not going to come in for a photo op and side with them. I will see what my residents, as per the Constitution, I will see what my constituents want and what their problems are, and I will help the afflicted and the people that were injured. And I will not stop. I will not stop. So since I got signatures and I filed, I have slept anywhere from 3 to 5 hours a night, and that's along with having a busy practice. But I'm just as energetic as ever, if not more so, because now I see an answer to all this corruption. You start to lose hope. You lose hope when you put people in power and they do the exact opposite of what you want them to do. And that's when people stop voting, and that's when people stop going out to the polls, because they just give up. I will not give up. I will travel and listen to you, and I will hear what you need and want and what your concerns and worries are, and I'll take those concerns to Washington. And not only will I take my concerns to Washington, I will talk to your local government, and I will fight for you. Because oftentimes your local government is corrupted as well. So why, again, would you vote for me? Because number one, I care. I don't need this, I'm not looking for friends. Look, I keep saying I could have retired long ago, and that is true. But I set a goal for myself many, many years ago. I don't have my vintage cars because I want to sell them in retirement. I want to tinker with them as I get older. So I could have retired a while ago. Having said that, that was not my goal. My goal was to keep working because I love what I do. I love helping patients, and I am physically fit enough to do that. My job is very physical, but it is so rewarding to help people. I will tell you this too, something else. All of my doctor friends have told me over the years, hey, Rick, you need to stop accepting all the, what we'll call state-assisted or welfare patients that come in. It actually costs us more money to treat people on state assistance because they pay us so little. We get paid about $9 a visit, $9 to $11 a visit. So with our office overhead, it actually costs us more money to treat a patient than we gain for the state-assisted patients. But I have always said, state-assisted, not state-assisted, wealthiest person in the world, or if you don't have two pennies to rub together, if your health is in need, I'm going to treat you. So I have done that my entire career. I have more compassion and empathy for those people that may be down on their luck and are trying. That fires me up more than helping somebody that maybe doesn't need help. I mean, kind of in the way that, years ago when I worked at one of the largest Gold's Gym chains in California when I was going to school. And, what would really fire me up, not the big bodybuilders that would pose and look in the mirror and you'd want to look up to them because you kind of wanted to emulate them. But what would fire me up is when I saw somebody like an older woman, maybe a couch potato for years that was overweight, and she would come in to the gym and try to better herself. And she would come into maybe an intimidating place, and you knew that she didn't know what she was doing, and she grabbed all her courage inside of her to come to a gym like that and put herself out there and say, hey, I want to get better. That is what fired me up. And I've always wanted to help people like that. People that were striving and maybe stuck in a spot where they couldn't seem to get out of and they wanted to try. So that's what I saw here in East Palestine. People that had no hope, people that were being abused, people that live right next to the derailment with chemicals oozing out of their soil up into their yard from the tens of thousands of gallons of cancer-causing chemicals that were dumped in our soil and largely ignored by the EPA, and they're kowtowing to Norfolk Southern. So if I can do that, if I can fight against some intimidating entities like that, I will fight for you. Local government and even some of my opponents have ignored us, and they have just come in for photo ops and then they just disappear. I will not do that. When you all elect me, whatever is going on with you, you can contact me. I will come visit you. I will fight for you. And that is why you need to elect me. My wife always says, I look in the wrong place. I don't know these cameras. There's the viewfinder or the camera for the selfie on the phone. So let me do that one more time. Let's win this, Ohio. Merry Christmas to you all, and let's fix spineless DC. rickchai.com, go to my campaign page, vote March 19th. We need supplies. We're fighting the big political machine. They have millions of dollars to fight us. Tell all your friends, donate $5, $25, or $1,000, whatever you have. We're going to win this, and I will fight for you.